You open your eyes, and before you even sit up, you notice it. That thick, sticky, desert-like dryness coating your mouth. Your lips feel tight, cracked, almost cemented together. You reach for the glass of water on your nightstand and drink the whole thing before you even put your feet on the floor. You don't say anything to anyone. You figure it is just how it is now, just part of getting older. You smile through breakfast, tell the family you slept fine, and quietly wonder why your body feels like it is quietly falling apart. You didn't say anything because you didn't want to worry them, but something in you knows this is not normal. Stay with me, because what you are about to learn could change everything. Here is what most people never realize. Waking up with a dry mouth and cracked, parched lips is not just a minor inconvenience. It is not just because you forgot to drink water before bed. According to the National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research, the NIH's own dental research arm, dry mouth is not a normal part of aging. It is a signal. It is your body speaking to you in the only language it has. And when that signal appears every single morning, your body is trying to tell you something urgent about what is happening inside. Something that, left unaddressed, can quietly damage your heart, your kidneys, your teeth, your sleep, and your independence. But here is the truth they never wanted you to know. The expensive pill bottles, the late-night infomercials, the over-the-counter sprays sold at the pharmacy, none of them are designed to fix the real problem. They are designed to manage the symptom while the root cause keeps growing. This video is different. Today, a doctor is going to reveal exactly what your body is communicating when you wake up with that dry mouth and those dry, cracked lips every morning, and what you can actually do about each cause starting today. This is especially important if you are over 60, because the stakes are higher and the signals are more meaningful than they were 20 years ago. And the last signal on this list? It is one that most doctors never mention during a standard checkup, but researchers are now calling it one of the most overlooked warning signs in older adults. The first thing your body may be telling you is that you are chronically dehydrated, and not in the mild way most people think about dehydration. Most people believe dehydration only happens when you are thirsty, but here is what the research actually shows. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already dehydrated. Your thirst response weakens significantly as you age. The body's signal system for thirst becomes less sensitive over time, which means millions of older adults are walking around in a state of mild to moderate dehydration every single day without feeling thirsty at all. The dry mouth and cracked lips you wake up with are your body's alternate warning system. In an eye-opening review published by the National Academy of Medicine, researchers established that men over the age of 51 need 13 cups of water daily, and women in the same age range need at least 9 cups. Most older adults consume far less than that. A study analyzing national health data found that adults over age 60 consume an average of just over 3 cups of plain water per day, a fraction of what the body actually requires. When you sleep for 7 or 8 hours without drinking anything, your body is still working. Your kidneys are still filtering. Your heart is still pumping. Your cells are still using water. By morning, the deficit is real, and your mouth and lips are the first place it shows. The mechanism is straightforward and powerful. Saliva, the liquid your mouth depends on to stay moist, is 99% water. When your body runs low on water, one of the first systems it quietly shuts down is full saliva production. It conserves what it has. The result? You wake up with a mouth that feels like dry paper, and lips that sting when you stretch them into a smile. The practical fix starts the night before. Drink 2 full glasses of water in the hour before bed, not 1, 2. Keep a full glass of water on your nightstand, so the moment you open your eyes you can replace what your body lost overnight. And within 30 minutes of waking up, drink 1 more glass before you eat or drink anything else. Add a small squeeze of fresh lemon to that morning glass. Lemon stimulates your salivary glands, the tiny glands tucked under your jaw and alongside your cheeks, to produce more saliva naturally. Here is the pro trick most people miss. Drink water slowly, in deliberate sips rather than gulping it down all at once. Slow sipping keeps the oral tissues moist for longer because your body absorbs it more gently and distributes it more evenly. That is a powerful first step, but the second signal is one that shocks most people because it happens in complete silence every single night while you are asleep. The second thing your body may be telling you is that you have sleep apnea or are breathing through your mouth all night long without knowing it. This one is sneaky, this one is dangerous, and this one is far more common than you think. In a remarkable cross-sectional study conducted at Peking University First Hospital in Beijing, researchers analyzed 1,291 participants with an average age of 62 years and found that 32.2% of them reported morning dry mouth, but in the group identified as high risk for obstructive sleep apnea, that is the condition where your airway partially collapses during sleep, stopping your breathing repeatedly through the night, 42.6% reported waking up with dry mouth, compared to only 22.1% in the low-risk group. The researchers concluded that morning dry mouth may actually serve as a screening symptom for undiagnosed sleep apnea. Here is why this matters so much. When your airway narrows or partially closes during sleep, your body automatically switches to mouth breathing to keep air coming in. Your nose is designed to filter, humidify, and warm the air you breathe. Your mouth is not. Breathing through an open mouth for 7 or 8 hours strips every trace of moisture from your oral tissues and lips. You wake up with a mouth that feels like the inside of an envelope. The cracked, sore lips are the friction burn from hours of dry air passing across them while you slept. But here is the deeper truth. Sleep apnea is not just about dry mouth. It is linked to high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, and insulin resistance. Every time your breathing stops during sleep, your oxygen level drops, your heart rate spikes, and your nervous system fires an emergency alarm. This happens dozens or even hundreds of times per night in severe cases, and many people have no idea it is happening. The dry mouth is the clue your body leaves behind. If your partner tells you that you snore, or if you wake up with headaches alongside that dry mouth, or if you feel exhausted no matter how many hours you sleep, please speak with your doctor about a sleep study. It could be one of the most important conversations you ever have. If you sleep alone and cannot ask a partner, there are now simple, affordable home sleep test devices available through most doctors' offices. If nasal congestion is causing you to breathe through your mouth, try using a saline nasal spray, plain salt water, just before bed to clear your nasal passages naturally, without medication. Use a cool mist humidifier in your bedroom. In a published clinical study on optimal nocturnal humidification for dry mouth, participants who used a bedroom humidifier experienced significantly reduced daytime dry mouth symptoms and significantly improved nighttime and early morning oral comfort. Keep the humidity in your bedroom between 40 and 50% for the best results. Now, the third signal is one that sends a quiet but serious warning about something happening deep inside your body's chemistry. The third thing your dry mouth and cracked lips may be telling you is that your blood sugar is not where it needs to be. This may be the most important signal on this entire list. In a landmark study analyzing elderly residents and their health conditions, researchers found that elderly individuals with diabetes had 3.59 times higher odds of experiencing chronic dry mouth compared to those without diabetes. 3.5 times higher. That is not a small difference. That is a roaring alarm. And what makes this so serious is that dry mouth is often one of the first visible signs of undiagnosed diabetes, appearing before many other symptoms ever show up. The biological mechanism here is direct and important to understand. When blood sugar is chronically elevated, that is, when there is too much sugar floating in the bloodstream, the kidneys work overtime trying to filter that excess sugar out of the body. The result is frequent urination. More trips to the bathroom means more fluid leaving the body. That fluid loss leads to dehydration, and dehydration, as you now understand, means the salivary glands pull back on saliva production. But the mechanism goes even deeper than that. Uncontrolled diabetes can also cause a condition called autonomic neuropathy, nerve damage to the nerves that control the salivary glands themselves. When those nerves are damaged, the glands receive weaker and weaker signals to produce saliva, even when there is enough fluid in the body. Meet Dorothy. She is 71 years old, from a small town in Ohio. For 2 years she woke up every morning with a mouth so dry she could barely speak clearly until her second cup of tea. Her lips were constantly cracked and sore at the corners. She blamed the dry winter air. She blamed her blood pressure medication. She bought expensive mouth sprays that helped for an hour and then wore off. What nobody had ever connected for her was this: her morning dry mouth and her cracked lips were her body screaming that her blood sugar was running too high overnight. A conversation with her doctor and a simple fasting blood sugar test revealed pre-diabetes that had been silently developing for years. After addressing her blood sugar through dietary changes and a gentle walking routine, her morning dry mouth improved dramatically within 8 weeks. Her story is not unique. Thousands of seniors are discovering exactly this right now. If you wake up with a dry mouth and cracked lips alongside symptoms like frequent nighttime urination, unusual fatigue, or blurred vision, please ask your doctor for a fasting glucose test and an HbA1c test, that is the test that measures your average blood sugar over the past 3 months. Do not wait. The fourth signal is one that may be sitting right on your bathroom counter, hidden in plain sight. The fourth thing your body may be telling you is that your medications are working against your mouth. This one surprises almost everyone. Most people assume that if a doctor prescribed a medication, it is only doing good things. The truth is that the Mayo Clinic lists hundreds of common medications as known causes of dry mouth, including medications for high blood pressure, depression, anxiety, bladder control, insomnia, and seasonal allergies. A systematic review published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that medication use was significantly associated with dry mouth and reduced saliva production in older adults, and a separate analysis revealed that 42.3% of medications taken by institutionalized older adults had saliva-reducing effects. The biological reason is that many of these medications work by blocking a chemical signal in the nervous system called acetylcholine, the signal that tells your salivary glands to produce saliva. When that signal is blocked, even if the rest of your body is perfectly hydrated, your glands stay quiet, your mouth dries out, your lips crack, and because many seniors take multiple medications at once, a situation doctors call polypharmacy, the effects stack on top of each other. Here is what you need to know: never stop taking a prescribed medication without talking to your doctor first. That is not the message here. The message is that you have the right to ask your doctor directly, could any of my current medications be causing my dry mouth? Your doctor can review the full list, potentially adjust the timing of doses, because taking certain medications in the morning rather than at night can dramatically reduce nighttime dry mouth, or explore alternatives that have fewer oral side effects. This is a conversation worth having. You deserve to know. While you work on that, chewing sugar-free xylitol gum for 5 to 10 minutes after meals is a powerful natural stimulant for saliva production. A published clinical study found that chewing gum increases unstimulated salivary flow rate in elderly individuals with dry mouth. Look for gum that lists xylitol as the first sweetener on the label, not the last. Now pause for just a moment. Before we go any further, I want to take one moment to speak directly to you. If what you are hearing today is helping you, if even one thing has made you think or given you a little hope, please take 3 seconds and hit that like button. You have no idea how much it means. Every single like tells us that real people, real seniors, are finding value in this content. Subscribe to Hair Insight and turn on the bell so you never miss a video like this one. Everything we create here is made with one purpose only: to help you stay strong, stay healthy, and stay independent for as long as possible. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you been waking up with a dry mouth for more than a week? And did you ever think it might be connected to something deeper? Your story matters. I read every single comment, and if this video has moved you or helped you in any way, the super thanks button is a beautiful way to say so. Every contribution keeps this channel alive for seniors who need it most. The fifth signal is one that most people have never heard of, and yet it quietly affects millions of older Americans, especially women, and doctors often miss it for years. The fifth thing your dry mouth and lips may be signaling is that your immune system has turned against the very glands that keep your mouth moist. This condition is called Sjögren syndrome. It is an autoimmune disease, meaning the immune system, which is supposed to protect you, mistakenly attacks the moisture-producing glands in your body, including the salivary glands in your mouth and the tear glands in your eyes. According to the Sjögren's Foundation, this condition affects as many as 4 million Americans and is the second most common rheumatic autoimmune disease in the United States. Research published in the Journal on Aging and Geriatrics found that dry eye and dry mouth symptoms are each reported by up to 30% of persons over the age of 65, with Sjögren's being a significant underlying cause. The biology here is striking. In healthy people, the immune system sends white blood cells, the body's soldiers, only to fight bacteria and viruses. In Sjögren's syndrome, those soldiers become confused. They infiltrate the salivary glands, causing chronic inflammation, gland damage, and a slow but devastating reduction in saliva output. The mouth becomes so dry that eating, speaking, and swallowing become genuinely painful. The lips crack, peel, and split at the corners. Mouth sores develop. Tooth decay accelerates because saliva is the mouth's natural defense against the bacteria that cause cavities. The key distinguishing sign is this. If your dry mouth is always accompanied by dry, gritty, or burning eyes, if your dry mouth never fully resolves no matter how much water you drink, and if you are a woman over 60, please bring the possibility of Sjögren's syndrome to your doctor's attention and ask for a blood test called ANA anti-nuclear antibodies and anti-SSA and anti-SSB antibodies. These are the specific markers that help diagnose this condition. Catching it early makes management significantly more effective. Simple strategies like sipping water throughout the day, using non-alcoholic, alcohol-free moisturizing mouthwash at bedtime, and placing a cool mist humidifier in your bedroom can meaningfully reduce symptoms while you work with your medical team. The sixth signal is one that will resonate deeply because it lives in a place most people never think to look. The sixth thing your dry mouth and chapped lips may be communicating is that chronic stress and anxiety are physically shutting down your body's ability to produce saliva. Most people think of stress as a mental experience, but stress is a full-body event, and the mouth is one of the first places it shows its damage. Research published in a PMC study on perceived stress and salivary flow found that anxiety and fear directly influence saliva secretion through neural pathways in the brain, specifically through the amygdala, hypothalamus, and brainstem. Those are the brain's alarm centers. When these pathways are activated by chronic stress, two major stress hormones flood the body, cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol, the main stress hormone, blunts the salivary gland's responsiveness to normal stimulation. Adrenaline alters blood flow to the mouth, pulling blood away from the salivary glands and redirecting it to the muscles, heart, and lungs as part of the fight-or-flight response. For older adults carrying the quiet weight of worry about health, about finances, about family, about the future, this stress response can become constant, a low hum of anxiety that never fully switches off. And night after night, while you sleep, the stress hormones that were elevated during your waking hours continue their suppressive effect on saliva production. You wake up dry, you wake up with lips that feel tight and cracked, and the worry about feeling that way adds more stress, which makes it worse. The solution here is not about willpower, it is about biology. A gentle breathing practice called slow nasal breathing, breathing in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, holding for 2 counts, and breathing out through your nose for 6 counts, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's calm and restore system. This directly signals the salivary glands to resume normal function. Practicing this for just 5 minutes before sleep has a measurable calming effect on cortisol levels. Combine it with chamomile tea, not caffeinated tea, chamomile specifically, drunk 30 minutes before bed. Chamomile contains a compound called apegenin, which binds to GABA receptors in the brain, the receptors that signal calm and relaxation, and has been shown in multiple studies to reduce anxiety and improve sleep quality in older adults. The seventh and final signal is one that whispers softly for years before it ever shouts. And when it does shout, it is already serious. Do not let it reach that point. The seventh thing your morning dry mouth and cracked lips may be telling you is that your kidneys are working under significant strain. Most people never connect the mouth with the kidneys, but the connection is direct and medically significant. When kidney function declines, a condition called chronic kidney disease, which affects an estimated 37 million Americans, the kidneys lose their ability to maintain proper fluid and mineral balance in the body. One of the results is a persistent reduction in body fluid levels that leads directly to reduced saliva production. Research published in PMC's Oral Health Studies found that dry mouth is a documented oral manifestation of chronic kidney disease, with patients reporting not only dry mouth, but also a bitter or metallic taste in the mouth, which is caused by waste products, specifically urea, building up in the saliva when the kidneys cannot filter them adequately. The specific warning signs to watch for alongside your morning dry mouth are these: a persistent metallic or ammonia-like taste in your mouth when you wake up, swelling in your ankles or feet, unusual fatigue that sleep does not fix, reduced urination or foamy urine, or itchy skin without a rash. If any of these accompany your dry mouth, please speak with your doctor about kidney function testing. A simple blood test measuring creatinine levels and a urine test can give your doctor a clear picture of how your kidneys are working. Early detection of kidney disease is the single greatest factor in slowing its progression and protecting your independence and quality of life. If kidney strain is contributing to your dry mouth, increasing water intake gradually and consistently, under your doctor's guidance, is the most direct and effective first step. The NIH recommends 8 to 12 cups of water per day for adults, with older adults working toward that range steadily over time. Now, before we bring everything together, I want to say something important and say it with genuine care. Everything shared in this video is for educational purposes only. It is not a replacement for personalized medical advice from your own doctor. If you take prescription medications for heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, or blood pressure, or any chronic condition, please speak with your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your fluid intake or daily routine. This reminder comes not as a legal formality but as a genuine act of care from someone who wants you to be safe. Your doctor knows your full picture. This video gives you the knowledge to have a more informed conversation with them. And that informed conversation could be the one that finally gets you the answer you deserve. Let us bring everything together now. Chronic dehydration quietly robs your mouth and lips of the moisture they need every single night. Mouth breathing and undiagnosed sleep apnea strip your oral tissues raw while you sleep, leaving behind a dry, sticky, exhausted mouth every morning. Uncontrolled blood sugar and silent diabetes force your kidneys to drain your body of fluids and damage the very nerves that signal saliva production. Your medications, the ones sitting loyally on your bathroom counter, may be blocking the chemical signals your salivary glands depend on to do their job. An overactive immune system attacking your own moisture glands can quietly rob you of comfort, digestion, and oral health for years before it is identified. Chronic stress and anxiety flood your body with hormones that shut down the calming, restoring, moisture-producing processes your mouth depends on. And kidney strain, when present, shows itself first and most quietly in the texture and taste of the inside of your mouth. Every single one of these signals is addressable. Every single one of them can be investigated, understood, and acted upon. Your body is not failing you, it is talking to you. Here is your action challenge for today. Pick just one signal from this video, just one, that felt most like it was describing your life. Not 2, not all of them. 1, maybe it was the dehydration signal, and tonight you are going to place a full glass of water on your nightstand before bed. Maybe it was the medication signal, and today you are going to write a note to ask your doctor about your current prescriptions at your next appointment. Maybe it was the sleep apnea signal, and tonight you are going to pay attention to whether your mouth is open when you first wake up. 1 step today. Notice how your body feels tomorrow morning. Then come back here and tell me what you noticed in the comments. That one small action taken today is worth more than a perfect plan that never starts. Momentum is everything. If this video meant something to you, if it gave you one new idea, one new reason to believe that your best days are still ahead, then please share it with someone you love, a parent, a sibling, a neighbor who mentions their dry mouth every morning and shrugs it off. You may not realize it, but sharing this video could be the thing that finally gives them the answer they have been quietly searching for. Subscribe to Hair Insight if you have not yet. Every video we make is designed for one purpose, to remind you that aging does not have to mean confusion, silence, or quietly accepting symptoms that your body never intended for you to just live with. You have worked too hard and lived too fully to simply accept that your body's signals are not worth listening to. You deserve to feel well. You deserve to wake up feeling restored. You deserve to live your days with clarity, comfort, and the freedom that comes from understanding and caring for the body that has carried you this far. And I will be right here every single week, giving you the knowledge and the tools to do exactly that. Take care of yourself. Stay active, stay strong, have a blessed day, and as always, breathe easy.